Welcome in to anyone new joining up. We're just going to give it a couple more moments here and then we'll get things started. I have a presentation prepared for you guys, a quick one to run through on content systems, and then we'll open up to some content review, reviewing socials, and any specific video requests and things of that sort. If you guys are new in the program, welcome in. It's great to have you here. My name's Grayson. I'm one of the coaches in the one-on-one program, and I look forward to helping you guys out here and providing as much value as possible throughout this call. Awesome. Good to hear. Welcome in. Great to have you here. Alrighty. So 403, we can go ahead and kick things off here. I will pull up my screen because first things first, guys, we're going to be going through a quick presentation that I have prepared. Once again, if you're new to the program, it's great to have you here. Welcome in. Um, on this call, we're going to go through this quick presentation, be about 10-15 minutes. We'll then open up the mic to any follow-up questions on this specific regarding this specific presentation. It's going to be a really valuable one. It's a broader topic, but I encourage you guys to look at it in terms of the low-hanging fruits of things that we can take away and apply as soon as now of building a content system, because it's really all about quality and quantity at the same time without burning out, being as efficient as possible, and building a system around the entire A to Z process of creating content and growing your brand, and not just one aspect of it. So we're going to cover every aspect here. And then once again, we'll open it up to some content review and questions as well, where I'll bring you guys up. But at this point, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we can dive into this, guys. So, yeah, building a content system, quality and quantity at the same time without burning out. There's a lot of misconceptions around what a content system is because there's different aspects of like building out your entire content system. We have our scripting, our editing, our filming. And so these are all separate pieces of the entire process. And the right way to really efficiently piece together an overall look at a content system is the entire process. So it's not just a Notion board, it's the entire workflow, which is exactly what we'll be covering in this presentation. So again, most people think it's like one thing, it's a content system as like an organizer or something super simple. It's not just one piece. And people that think that way tend to have like one kind of system in place, like a Notion board. But then when it comes to the other pieces of the content system, they're scripting randomly with no research. They're posting and never looking back on what really worked. They're not data driven. They're not analytical. Um, and they're just kind of playing social media in reactive mode instead of building and working around a system to stay ahead, but also work the most efficiently. So when we look at a system in terms of social media, we're looking at four main parts that make up the system. And this is going through the process of starting out with creating content to having posted a piece of content. We start off with our ideation. So, research, looking at market context, and then carrying that into our scripting, which then moves on to stage two. And this is the part where most people think content system, which is very, very important for piecing everything together. And this is pipelines. This is organizing ideas by stage of completion in a pipeline, right? This is having and it can be a document too, but it's really great to have like a Kanban view, like in a Notion or, however far you want to go with building that out. It's great to have a system in place and a software more specifically where we can organize our ideas and see them all in one place and move them along based on their stage of completion. Now, step three, we go into, of course, filming our content. So what's our system here? Our system is batching. Just like we should be batching our ideation, we should be batching our filming as well in one sitting. So we can go from sporadic, randomly filming content, which leads to inconsistency and overall weeks where we have a bunch of content, but then 3 weeks where we have barely any content. We want to be able to commit on the calendar to a certain amount of videos filmed, just like we're scripting. And hopefully we're using AI to help with that process. Using an AI system is, again, another example of a system within a system, whether you're using a custom trained GPT, whether you're using regular chat GPT, Claude or School of Hard Knocks' own AI content system that we provide. That's another piece of it. And then moving on to another step that most people actually disregard, which is the step after we've posted, going even further, it's analytics. And so this is doubling down on what's already working to be the most efficient, to have the highest leverage, get the most output overall, and work this into when we come back to ideation next. How can we work in doubling down on the proven formats, topics, and overall data that we're pulling in? Again, most people only have step two, and that's why it feels disorganized. It could feel like you're always behind. There's so much catch up to play. And it's because we don't have this entire system. And so it's really great. And I think the most value that you guys can really take away is looking at all of this and seeing, what am I really missing? Maybe there's one, maybe there's two or three. And then also, what is one that I can just implement immediately, right? Can I start batch filming on my content right away? And I wasn't doing that before. Can I start getting more clear and, work more system oriented on my ideation? Am I looking at my analytics? Do I have a pipeline? Am I using a software? Is that something I can implement using Notion or a tool like Trello? So overview of the system. Now breaking it down one by one. Of course, we have ideation, coming up with the ideas, and then scripting our videos. So the best flow for this to efficiently script high quality ideas and concepts is usually it's great to start from market research, right? So what your audience is already talking about, what's already proven in the space, this doesn't have to be from other creators as well. It can be from just the own context and knowledge that you have. Just knowing like what your customers are asking about, your ideal audience, what they're struggling with right now. This is where the best content ideas will come from. And then, of course, we can do competitive research as well. So, what's already performing in your space? Usually, with this, we can go even a step further and not just see the ideas, but see the format that they're using, the editing style that they're using, the hook that they're using, and get a bit more specific on what we're going to double down on and base it off of, just so we have something proven we're working with. And yeah, not necessarily copying, but we're identifying proven angles and formats to really build on. And then again, yeah, internal knowledge, right? What you already know about your space that others do not, or maybe what others do, but you have a unique angle on it that kind of strays away from the rest of the group on how they think about it. And so this is pairing your expertise with best practices of obviously scripting and format to extract real ideas. And so that's our ideation process. Going into next, the pipeline. To give you guys a better visual example of when I say Kanban, what that really looks like, here's an example of that. This is a great way to kind of build our system. A lot of you guys might be using like a simple document, or maybe you're not using any system to really plan and track like video by video. Like, what do we have the pipeline in, for this week, guys? It's great to have that. And I'd also encourage, if it is on a doc, that if that works for you, that's great. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But if you're struggling with that kind of being like too much stuff in one place and then not feeling organized, a content pipeline that's formatted something like this, again, whether you're going as far as, a Notion Kanban that's free, using a paid platform like Trello, Monday, ClickUp, or you're even going custom and maybe you're technical and you're vibe coding it with Claude Code. It doesn't matter how far you go. And it doesn't matter if it's a doc and that works good for you and it doesn't cause delays and you have the peace of mind there, then that can be a great pipeline. That can be a great system for getting all your ideas in one place. Long story short is we don't want all the ideas to sit in our head, and we don't want all the ideas to sit in a chat with AI where we're going to lose it and for that reason fail to execute. Um, Next one, batching everything. Really simple principle and concept. It's just something to work into your weekly workflow. And this is a huge part about this is like overall efficiency and making sure it gets done, but also that context switching is going to be something that kills quality, right? If we're sporadically doing it versus if we get in a flow and this is a task that we're doing and we won't context switch to another task or check the phone for 1 to 2 hours, it can work, complete wonders. And this applies for not just filming, I would say, but also it can be scripting, blocking 30, 60 minutes to write out multiple scripts, filming, right? Set up once, record everything. And this can be, one day a week. This can be one day bi-weekly. And then editing as well. A lot of you guys may have editing outsourced. And so, it's something for within your own internal team, something that you could, pass along to batch just for overall efficiency. Or if you're editing yourself, I definitely suggest batching as well. Because yeah, it just comes down to number one, making sure that that gets completed. and that it's on the calendar and committed to. But then number two, removing the focus, issue of context switching and having a million things going on and having that affect the quality of what we're producing when it comes to scripting, filming, and editing, all three parts mattering a lot. Now, doubling down on what works. The fourth step where, most people are like, I got my system in place, why would I need to do this? Super important. And this comes back to our ideation process. And so it's even better if, we have we're off the ground running and we have some data, and we're in a spot where we can start doubling down. If we can't, then we're really focusing on the other three and we're focusing on putting out volume and testing what works and then learning from the data. And so doubling down on what works is really just focusing on not reinventing the wheel, studying what's already working within your own content and looking at the different aspects of what's making it work. Not just overall like, oh, this worked, let's go word for word, but film it somewhere else. There's different aspects of a video and there's an art of doubling down the right way. Here's the main things that we would look at. Number one would be the topic. So starting with the topic, is this subject matter what resonated, right? We want to identify like which of these things, if not multiple, are the aspects that really made this video do well that I can double down on in future videos. When I'm ideating my next batch and then filming and then editing. The next thing is the hook. And so was it word for word the hook? Is that really what that opening, 3 to 5 seconds stopping the scroll? That's really what did it. Is it the type of hook? And I can double down on that format of hook, but fill in the blanks differently and switch it up? Could it be also the format of content? And so was it the style and the structure that really made that perform? Can I double down on this format of content and make some new videos with the same reaction, or selfie talking head or podcast talking head or split screen? What's the formats that are working well? And then the delivery too. This is more so a note here because it's so important to just keep in mind. This was actually the last presentation I did was about delivery because delivery is super important and it's one of those nuanced things that doesn't really get brought up. But it all starts with just the consciousness of knowing, hey, delivery matters. Like the way I talk to the camera, everything from like my tonality to the pacing to the ebbs and flows and emphasizing, it's not so much something to double down on, but more so such an important thing that's not spoken of enough to just keep in mind, like, how is our delivery on camera? Because it's one of those things where in an instant, we can just improve it by being conscious of it, by studying other creators and people in spaces that have great delivery on camera. It seems super, super natural, but it's one of those things where if we really don't, dial in the delivery, and again, it's something that comes with time, but if we don't, we could have every other aspect really, really dialed and great. But if we're missing our delivery, something as simple as that, our video is not going to be as good, of course. So yeah, that wraps it up. As a takeaway, guys, a system is what separates creators who scale from ones who burn out. And so to overview, ideate with research, not guesses, organize with a pipeline so nothing gets lost, batch script, film, and edit in committed blocks to also avoid context switching, and analyze and double down on what is working. Alrighty, guys, let me bring down my screen. Now, if anyone has any specific follow-up questions in regard to the presentation, feel free to go ahead and raise your hand here on Zoom, and I'll spotlight you and bring you up. Also saw we had a good amount of people joining in during the presentation. So once again, if you guys are new here, welcome in. It's great to have you here. My name's Grayson. I'm one of the one-on-one coaches in School of Content one-on-one program. Looking forward to helping you guys out as much as possible. If we don't have any specific follow-ups on the presentation, feel free to raise your hand to go into just content review. Would love to review your guys' socials. If you guys have specific videos that you're prepping that you want to get feedback on or videos that have been posted, or just overall account review on how it's going and things of that sort, feel free. Chen, I saw you first. Let me go ahead and bring you up. How's it going, Chen?
Hey, great, Grayson, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I just want to have you help me review my content and just to see what your take is on it. I've been doing the editing myself, and I try to keep the pacing the same way, the editing the same way as, for, the average content to my high performing content. I just want to see, but then the views are a little bit inconsistent and the retention rate is a bit inconsistent. In my opinion, some of the contents are even better with the subjects, but then the results are not performing as well. So I just want to see what your take is on that.
Yeah. I mean, overall initial impression is it's great to see a consistent branding across these videos. They're outside,
Mhm.
they look interesting. So yeah, let me review. I guess we'll start with some of these higher performers.
Sure.
Can fix the paint in 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm about to PT. I fix people's paint on the street. Let's try. You think I can fix your paint today? I don't know. What's your name? Olivia. I'm Dr. Don. Nice to meet you. All right. What's going on with you? I'm running a marathon on Saturday, and I have a shin splint. That's right. Come on. How bad is the pain? 6 out of. Student, do you do power plate? It's the physical therapy. We can fix that. I don't know. We'll try. All right. Come over. What do we have today? See you. Fine. Dr. Don, nice to meet you. I've helped over 4,000 people up. That's who can help you today. What's going on with you? Neck hurts and feel like cramp and I'm screwed. Hey, you already screwed. That's who? How old are you?
Yeah, these are great.
I don't feel pain coming from here at all. That's crazy, bro. My shoulder was out of whack.
So in terms of videos underperforming, let's see some of these. Are you seeing just across the board, because you guys have posted a good amount of content, are you seeing a certain like type? Because these are all the street interview live clips, which are amazing. I love to see these. A lot of effort put into these, which is awesome. Are you seeing any patterns of the way you're opening up the video or any specific patterns within the video that's making them underperform versus in these top ones? Because these are pretty similar. It goes introduction, meeting with the person. The storyline is amazing as well. And then it goes into kind of the treatment process. From your perspective,
Uh,
would you say there's like
uh,
some key things?
Yeah, we can skip this one. This is the new format I'm trying to, film in the gym.
Mhm.
Just because sometimes I'm affected by the weather, so I'm trying to move, into like indoor setting where I can do something that's more visually appealing, but then also I'm not affected by the weather. So we can skip the gym part, but then how about because the underperforming videos, in my opinion, I mean they are exactly the same. In my opinion, the storyline may be even better, but then they're not getting over, let's say, 10K views.
Mhm.
This one's different. This one is like I was tired. I didn't try to edit something well. Try the musician, not the music producer one. He's in the green shirt. So back pain almost, and not this one.
Not this one?
It's called back pain. Yeah, this guy.
Hey, I do. How many do you have?
See what the text is.
Sir, sir, do you have any pain? I do. How many pain do you have? I'm Dr. Don. I faced over 4,000 people in my career. Maybe I can help you today? Oh, sure. What do we have today? Burnout. All right, tell me what's going on. Upper middle back pain. What do you do that makes your back hurt so much? I work in music, so I'm sitting a lot. I'm a producer. Oh, sure. You like it? I love it. Why do you like it so much? It's the only thing that makes me happy. What makes you happy about doing the job? Music motivated me to not end my life. Music has always had such an impact on me to the point where it has changed the trajectory of my life at different places, the right song at the right time. And I want to be able to give that back to people. And what's your ultimate goal for your career? Have records that go down in history for being powerful enough to change lives for the better. How do you want to change lives? Music can motivate you to do anything. Go on a path where I can share gifts of habits.
So I think it's great, and I think it's definitely great to have a storyline to build the plot deeper and to just overall add more to the story. But I think there's also something to be said on deviating a little too far from the initial impression of what's catching people's attention, which is fixing back pain. And so
Hmm.
I think it's great if we have the introduction, right? But then we
Hmm.
can go deeper into what they do. But I think it does get to a point where steering back to sooner the problem,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah,
getting to
yeah.
those treatment clips. And also if you're are you talking during the treatment, like as you're helping him, are you talking during that?
I'm trying to do that. Sometimes I'm trying to cut the scene into it. Sometimes it's a little too hard because I'm a little too far away from the subject. So, and the audio may not be so good. It's a little tough in that situation. And sometimes
Yeah.
let's say I'm doing a neck movement mobilization, they can't really talk in a second or in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So I overall love the angle with the storyline, the cold approach. I think there's a lot of split testing that can be done here. I'd say in terms of the editing, there's definitely a few things of I feel like the music is a bit upbeat and it doesn't fully align. I think something more like captivating and kind of like interesting and newer and trendy might match better. In terms of our audio quality, yeah, being outside can be tough for the overall quality of the audio. What I would suggest, since it's going through this mic and there's good volume there, is using an enhancement like Adobe Enhance to grab the audio file separately. If you've seen this, let me put this in the chat just so you can have it. And it's a great one to you isolate the audio with this tool, and it's AI powered. It's really crazy, and it takes it to like basically perfect podcast level audio quality. Yeah, it's an amazing tool. Um,
I see. Okay.
so yeah, audio quality for sure. And then there are little things to look for. Like there are some random like pauses with no talking and just spaces to clip up a little bit faster. It definitely matters, especially for something like this where we're anticipating the storyline being really interesting. And then overall, more so of a principle as a note is yeah, not deviating too far from the main point, which is getting into, okay, what's the problem? And if we can double down on that too, like what's prevented them from getting help, right? And why the problem really matters, that's going to be great for the storyline. And then getting to the basically the transformation in this example, which would be helping them out. And if we can be talking while doing that, that's perfect. But I like this opening hook the best
You have any pain?
of the cold approaching. I think it's even better if this is possible, chasing people down, right? Just like School of Hard Knocks, right? The excuse me, sir, right? Just like a ton of other, the guy that goes around New York, for the suits, right? If we can be more so trying to get people's attention and making it more, that's overall going to be a lot more captivating. So yeah, that can be great. And then I haven't seen someone doing these live for this specific example, but what this reminds me of, which you may have seen as well, is there's a lot of barbers that do storylines as well for their customers coming in. And they basically break down with these storylines. It's very interesting. See if I can find one.
So you can see it.
They make very interesting storylines. I think there's a lot of reference to take from these guys because this space is really, really blown up, like barber videos, and they follow a very interesting framework where it usually goes problem, but then doubling down on why that problem matters, right? Like covering up the forehead because my girlfriend said it looks bad. So like a reason why it matters, doubling down, and then they've really set the stage. They've increased the stakes, and now they usually go and play into the game of like just making it a bit more interesting. Where are you from? Other questions like that. What do you do? And then they get to a before and after transformation. In our case, it'd be like helping them out. And if we can get relief too quickly and have them disclosing that they feel that relief and it makes sense and they've gotten that value exchange, then that's going to be our version of like the after and the transformation. But yeah, I think overall, really great potential with a format like this and doing street interviews. Um, Definitely just some split testing to do and some narrowing in on what is the framework going to be, what's the best way to do that, and then just a few things to clean up for sure on the editing side of it.
Okay. I definitely agree with you, and I actually thought about that too, to keep the storyline really close to. And then, if you don't mind, can you check one more video, which is the new NYC breakdancer one.
This one.
No, not this one. The NYC New York City breakdancer got mad. That
Here
one.
we go.
I don't feel the pain anymore. Tell me what's going on. My break dancer can't actually fully turn.
Yeah, so another one is like the music being upbeat. I would rather have it playing into the problem and being like dramatic, right? Especially like matching the vibe of doctor fixed 5 years of neck pain in minutes. I want to feel that pressure of like really like that actually happens, and I want to feel that with the music being more dramatic.
Mm,
Pain anymore. Tell me what's going on. My break dancer can't actually fully turn towards my left side. It's been 5 years now. And on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm at a 9.5. I can't sleep. And I'm always angry. Push.
I would also find a use of sound effects. And as you again narrow in this framework and the videos become like a similar storyline, but obviously context is going to be different video by video, you can find a way to implement the same sound effects at different points. Like if someone's always mentioning the score of the pain, I mean that's a great thing to mention to make it more dramatic, higher stakes. That can always be a sound effect. Things like that where we find the best points to emphasize. with something like sound design, using sound effects, that's just something we can throw in. Not to overload it with sound effects, but key points in these videos. I'd really be looking for like 3 to 4 sound effects total in these videos.
Yeah, I started doing that.
Okay, cool.
Can't even go on top of my head. What would it mean to you if we can help your neck pain today? Oh man, forget it. Don't have to be mad anymore.
A few moments later.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah, that's really good.
pain anymore. It's a lot better.
So now, for example, just like what they actually do in the barber videos is they change the song from what they call like the consultation part in the beginning. Then they go usually sound effects and a riser into that's a dramatic change. Now it can totally be upbeat because the vibe is way different. But before in the viewer's eyes, they don't know what's going to happen. It's a problem, right? It's dramatic. It's bad. This guy's had pain for 5 years. No one's been able to fix it. So we need to feel that in that first portion, which is like 80% of the beginning of the video. And then we cut to like, the upbeat and the transformation and what's come from this help.
Get to go to train for to go ahead and take a head spin so badly right now. Oh! Still got it, baby. You are the moon. Good luck, man. Yes, keep on training. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically so my takeaway for this video is change the sound effects and also change the music a little bit.
Yes, definitely music, definitely being more dramatic in the beginning, because again, the viewer doesn't know if there will be a resolution. They don't know if
Hmm.
it will come to any sort of resolution. But it does. And so, at the end, especially if we can bake in a framework where it always goes problem, doubling down on the problem, going into a bit more about the person, and then going resolution, and we can have them, that was a perfect acting, perfect snippets of getting that. Then we change that song, and then definitely use of sound effects. But then with opening hook, I think it can be stronger here. Like these opening hooks are pretty good.
Hmm.
Out of the ones that have performed,
Okay, never compared at all.
I mean, this is the only one. Let's see, this got 65,000 views. So, I mean, still a good one. He has a great reaction. It's interesting. But these two, the top performers, it seems, have been the cold approach of, excuse me, can I XYZ? So I would say, based on this data, doubling down on these, but even finding a way to make that more interesting, whether it's like chasing someone down or saying, excuse me, multiple times to seem bold, is going to be a great opener 9 times out of 10.
I start getting the idea. How about if I go do, hey, excuse me, sir, I either fix your pain or I'll give you $100. Something like, would that be more interesting?
That's great too. I mean, you have a very consistent format going on here. And the format of street with the format of street interviews, there's nothing that says we can't like branch out and do different types of videos within this format. Like
Mm.
yeah, offering money in return for XYZ. It can even be like playing answering questions in order to win something, to win a free treatment, free back pain relief, whatever it is. Answering questions right. If they get all three right, then XYZ. I mean, you can go as far as having something that they spin and making it very interactive, something like that. There's a ton that you can do here to build off of this format. Um, so yeah, I mean, great potential here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was great feedback.
Of course. All right. Good here. Happy to help. All righty. Let's see. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring you up. Name is marked CSL. How's it going? Can you hear me? Might have stepped away from the computer. But yeah, we'll keep your hand up. Feel free to holler if you're there again, and let's go ahead and bring up Ekta.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. I'm gonna put my channel in the chat. Yeah, same. I just want to understand. So my views are decent, but my followers are not increasing.
Okay. And it's an Instagram account?
Yeah.
All right. Share this. Is this the right one?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So let's see here. Baby bites and real meltdowns. Parenthood unfiltered. Nice. So you want to give me a little bit of context? Overall experience has been so far, goals, what you're seeing and what you're looking to improve on.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I want to get brand deals. That's the main goal. And context behind this is just putting like recipes in an innovative way so toddlers could eat.
Okay. So the end goal of content, kind of the outcome and the product is to come back to recipes. Nice. Let's see. You have the YouTube channel as well. Nice with 1,000 subscribers. So it looks like the shorts are going here as well. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let me review some of the videos specifically.
You are definitely missing out if you have never tried lotus squash the way I'm making today. I'll be honest, this is one of the recipes I grew up eating and absolutely hated. But now it's one of the meals I miss the most. Today I'm making chili fry and the traditional butcher way.
In terms of the voiceover, this is a great format. I love the voiceover with the B-roll. There's a lot of pattern interrupts, like scene cuts. So definitely like best practices of like this is an engaging video. Are you recording the voiceover on like a phone or a mic, or how are you recording the voiceover?
Yeah, on the DJI mic.
Okay. Nice. It could be like computer audio usually is different than how it sounds on the phone. So it could be different than it is on the phone. But to me, it sounds like the music is pretty loud and the audio is kind of low. And so we'll want to do one of two things to keep in mind with these voiceovers, which is either going to be increasing the audio of our voiceover audio or lowering the volume of the music or both. So that's just a quick one. Yeah, enhancing the audio, um, or just increasing the volume of it, or using a tool like I had dropped in the chat, which is an enhancer. Because sometimes if we increase the volume, it can make it kind of choppy. But we'll just have to see how that sounds. Decreasing the volume of the music. And then in terms of other things on the editing, I would be careful with having captions down here because of the safe zone of if I was on mobile, this area right here with the caption and the username is going to be right around here, which might be almost blocking or blocking this text right here. We want to have this about
So,
centered or near the center at least. That's also where eyes are
mhm,
naturally gravitating towards. So that's going to be important
okay.
too. Um, but yeah, just some quick notes on the editing, some easy ones
Mhm.
to implement in the next ones, but I'll
Yeah,
keep playing.
yeah,
You say it was chili. Let me know what was one food that you hated the most. You are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely squash the way I'm
It's great. It's great. And the text hook going with the verbal hook being different, that's good. Really just improving those things on the editing front is going to make the video more like digestible. It's going to make it more, um, no pun intended with the food, but it's going to make it like easier and more fun to watch.
mhm.
This is a great format too. These are also easier to create. I would keep in mind maybe trying to make this a bit faster paced, right? So
Okay.
before you decide your child hates spinach, it's just like I'm trying to figure out. So before, okay, so what's coming up? I'm anticipating, but it takes a while to see this transition point, which is try this. And it's more
Okay.
so a curiosity opener when I hear try this. Like the hook catches
Mhm.
my attention for sure because it's it goes against the grain of like there's no way you get a kid to like spinach. But try this
Yeah.
first is like now I have hope. Like there's going to be something coming up. So getting to that quicker just in terms of like
Gotcha.
retention and where most people are going to drop off. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
get to this in like probably the first like 5 seconds. I'd quickly cut to this from the other one.
Okay. And then I always have a confusion when I put an overlay. Does it have to be like on the complete clip, or it's fine to have it? Like, what is the best point to, how many seconds should the overlay be that is enough for anyone to grab the attention, and then it doesn't come on the way of my clip, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, good question. So like the sequencing and timing of overlay and cuts, I
Yeah.
would say that like generally every 3 to 5 seconds is great. Like we definitely don't want 10 seconds. I'd say 3 to 5 seconds is going to be our rule of thumb for changing those clips. But it's also important to keep in mind that these are like it is nuance with having different formats. And so for example, if we're like quickly sequencing through our text, that could actually pick up the slack and allow us of like if we don't have another overlay clip and it has to run for the last 10 seconds, but we have three pieces of text that are like 3 seconds each within that 10 seconds, then that can work as well. Like the text switching is also a pattern interrupt that can help pick up the slack, but generally I'd say every 3 to 5 seconds would be what we're aiming for.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, let me review a couple more of these. It's good in the first place to see a diversification of formats. Yeah, so here's another good one similar to that, right? It's similar to this same vibe. Toddler hates vegetables. Watch this. This might have just been a small error with, oh, maybe you were adding that there to get the cover, but that does like quickly flash.
Mhm.
Um, oh yeah, Mama's sneaky hash browns. I think that's what flashes real quick here. Yeah, that flashes.
Yeah.
Which is not a huge deal. But did you know you can add the cover, like if you were doing that for the sake of a cover, you can add the cover separately as a photo from your camera roll?
Yeah. It the only reason I do it because I just put, so it I don't have to go back and re-upload it. It's all in one shot. I use Instagram edits. That's the only reason. But I do know that's another way. So I mean, do you think that that would be more efficient or more better version of it, or rather than having this?
Yeah, I mean it's not a big difference. It's just in the edit,
Okay.
like sneaking it in is kind of like throws people off guard. Like it is kind of random where, but it's not a
Okay.
huge difference. And also like it's not even a necessity to have like covers on every video, but some people for the sake of aesthetic and consistent branding love to have covers. And so it can be something where in the editing process you could add it in here. And so if you're in Instagram edits and then you
Gotcha.
know you pull down the track and then you screenshot it right there. And then that could actually just
Okay.
be the way to, then we remove it from the editing and then we add it, yeah, as a photo.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you.
I would also just to play into the more happening on screen, more pattern interrupts and more going on. For a lot of these, I would love to see with the text like a narration, like dialogue for what's like happening, what is the recipe because it's listed right here, but to also see it changing and correlating with the changes of the overlay of like, one potato, great grade one, great one potato, one half, right? And that going with the overlay as well. And then this text can go away. This can just be the first 5 seconds
Okay.
in the text hook, but following it with the
Gotcha.
text is just going to be another layer of it being interesting. But then also we might lose people. If they're like, I'm interested in making my toddler not hate vegetables, but you're losing me because I don't know the,
What's
the the
going on?
ingredients. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But overall, no, I love these. I think it looks like the voiceover might be a new format, and that's great.
Yeah, I'm trying it because initially I did two or three and they didn't work out, so I just stopped doing it. But I'm trying it again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a great start, right? This is a great start. You've posted a good amount of content at this point, and so I would start to look at like doubling down and seeing what are our angles that work great. So, for example, even something like this, where you know, I fear many things, but not cauliflower anymore. Even like taking something like that, but now doubling down into a new format of seeing how can we take this same topic and concept and put it into the format of, for example, like a voiceover video that can be a great way to use the data and performance that we're already seeing to stack odds in our favor of having newer videos do well, especially in a format like a voiceover, where like it may be harder to put together, it may get less views in the beginning, but even just having the voice there and the dialogue, there's so much more connection built with the viewer through a video like that versus text on screen. But it's great to have both, right? It's great to have a diversification of formats. Alrighty, awesome. Do you have any other specific questions on maybe any specific videos or just generally?
No, no, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Of course, happy to help. Alrighty. Um, Let me bring back up the name on Zoom is CSL. If you're still there, if you want to unmute yourself
Oh,
or
it was me you were talking about? I couldn't tell. I was right here listening to you.
no way. Okay, let
Yeah,
me stop. Sorry about that.
no problem at all. Like I should have answered, but I just didn't get it. Anyways, um, so I am very new to this. So I wanted to ask because sorry, I'll just give a little background. I'm a lawyer and I make contents on law, and I know some sort of seriousness, like look of seriousness, comes with the profession, but I try to incorporate some entertainment or fun aspects to it. Um, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I edit them myself. I just wanted to know, like, there are videos, there are channels that do very candid videos,
Right.
not a lot of formatting or nothing, like too cinematic or movie-like. But
Yeah.
would you suggest that for the kind of channel that I am creating, some degree of perfection or professionalism should be there, like the area where I'm videoing and the editing, everything has to be like really polished.
Yeah, so it's definitely subjective, right? I would say, given just how I'm hearing it come from you, is that I
Hmm.
would play into the strengths of what make you unique and what you also want to create. Like what truly is authentic to you, which is playing into real, like really being human in your content and being vibrant, right? That's not only
Right,
going to create the best content that you make because it's authentic and you really want to make it and it's not forced, but it will also be an edge against other people in the industry that don't do that. And I'd also tell you this that like I would say more so the reason why like that's 95% of how the content is, very candid, very like formal. I say it isn't just because people are like there's some unspoken rule of people have to be professional and super serious. I'd say it's more so like that's just the personality types that there are
mm,
with people out
okay,
there. And so I wouldn't say
okay,
yeah, it's like a rule of like you have to do it that way. I'd definitely say like within content, just like with tonality, there's times to
mm,
switch our tone to match the topic and what we're covering. So definitely like there will be a variation of how we present ourselves and the tone of voice and things of that sort. But yeah, overall, I think it would actually be a great move because 9 out of 10 people would not go there just because it's not them, like they don't want to, but it's going to be a great edge. And it also is
right,
very aligned with catching attention, just having high energy, vibrant, and like making it human. And then the last note to close it out is people at the end of the day, they buy from and connect the most with people. And so if our edge can
okay.
be being more human and connecting, then that's a great edge to have.
Right. I mean, I'm glad I asked that question, and thanks for the answer, because all the lawyer videos I see are like extremely in their law firms, in the law chamber, extremely polished and whatnot. But I incorporate a lot of stickers, cartoons, and my animals in it as actors. So I was thinking if I should be doing that. And I also feel that, I don't know, sometimes I'm very like when I edit my video and I post them, obviously I'm happy that time. But later on, I kind of find that it's a bit silly or it's not up to the mark. I feel that. So I was gonna, although I was not sure, whether or not I will let you share my videos because I was a little embarrassed as well. But then again, that's the reason why I'm here for, right? So would you take a look at a video and, just give me some tips to, I mean, you won't find a lot of the things that I need to implement, like the hooks, proper thumbnails, maybe, because I just joined and I'm learning so much. And hopefully, going forward, my video is gonna follow the important features. But just on the editing aspect, if you could just share your view, that'll be great.
Yeah, most definitely. Do you want to drop a link or let me know the name?
Yeah, I'll quickly drop a link on the chat. Also, I don't know if I do it right. Whatever I've been recording, I would post it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the same all together.
That's
I don't
perfect.
know if, yeah,
Yep.
it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm not being able to share, but I can give you the Instagram name. It's quite simple.
Hmm.
So it's Sohana. It's Sohana,
Uh-huh.
Law, Law, Gram, Gram.
Gotcha. Okay. All
Just
right.
check the first one. The older ones are more funny.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
So okay, yeah, let's mainly focus and review editing, but for a bit more context, so criminal defense. So if we're talking about, okay, obviously we want to be authentic, we want to make content that resonates with us and is something we really want to create. Like that's, working backwards from first principle, that's very, very important. But then there's definitely layer two of like, what does the market want to see, right? Who is the demographic that we're targeting? What's
Yeah.
going to them. And so that's where getting more context would be great because that is another layer of the onion where we do some deciding on how we make the content look. What are the topics? Because we definitely want to work backwards from like who are we trying to target? What's going to resonate with them in terms of topics and in terms of the way our edits look. So being in criminal defense space, have you kind of considered that, I guess, would be just a general first question, like the average demographic and I guess even as specific as personality types, that's definitely something when we're making these decisions about our content. It's, don't get me wrong, 100% important to work backwards from like, what do I want to create? What's authentic to me? Like, what's going to remove the most friction to make this, to make me excited to post videos? Super, super important. But then there's definitely another layer of, but what does my audience want to see? What is high demand for them? What's going to make them trust me and want to work with me? So I guess it's just a note and then a quick question if you've like taken that into consideration.
I did not actually. I focused more on making the videos more entertaining. And just to tell you honestly, just wanted to do a little differently, but I don't know if it's going to work for me or, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, just an important thing to know. But yeah,
Okay.
let's. Do you want me to go like recent videos?
Yeah, you can go to the first one or this, like, whichever you like.
Okay, we'll go through a few of them.
Okay.
Being chased by the police and you're driving on your car and you decide to throw your
So mainly editing. Okay, good. So there's definitely a lot here on the editing side. I like the hook. I like the hook. I love the pacing. The deliverability is fast. It's engaging. It's interesting, which is a good sign because the editing and the filming are the easiest things to pick up. I like the editing too. It's like this is funny and goofy and it captures attention too. It's out of the ordinary. But there's a few really easy, just right out of the gate things to clean up.
Okay.
Of number one is following the native aspect ratio format of Instagram Reels, which is going to be a 9:16. So a vertical. And that will just come down to if you're filming on your phone, just flipping from a horizontal to a vertical. If it's on a camera, yeah, just making sure we have a wide enough shot or it's literally flipped in a vertical as well. Um,
Okay.
and that's a really quick one, really easy one to go from, okay, I've got 30% of the screen's real estate to I've got, all of it. You got my whole attention.
Yeah. But then I'm also posting on YouTube, right? And on YouTube, they wanted like horizontal. Then how do I do for both platforms with the same video?
So YouTube will only want it horizontal in a 16:9 when it's a long form video. And so
Yeah.
YouTube is changing what they consider a long form video. I think they made it that it's around like 3 minutes. Anything 3 minutes and under is a short form video, or you can choose to make it a short form video. So
Okay.
if we post it as a YouTube Shorts, YouTube Shorts is going to be the same thing. If you've seen Shorts, like those
Okay.
are the
I
vertical
did.
ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as long as we're posting them as shorts, and they seem like shorter videos, so they should automatically be posted as shorts. Yeah, we definitely want to get these in a 9 by 16, like
Okay.
this one. Or no, this is a 9 by 16, but the cropping is posted as a
I
five
know.
4 by 5.
I know.
You almost had it.
Okay. There are a few, but yeah, not this one.
Okay. But yeah, let's see. The next thing is the captions. So these
Okay.
captions borderline like won't be visible on mobile because this area up here, which is the username and the
Yeah.
caption right here, will be right down here, just like when you see on the feed of Reels. This will be
Yeah.
blocked by that. And then also for the amount of users that listen with low volume or no volume, which studies say different things, but it's anywhere from 50 to 90% of people. Yeah, we won't be able to see these. But then also
Okay.
we usually our eyes gravitate towards the center, which will be where your eyes are, but also moving those captions closer so there's less friction and they can see it. Usually below the chin is the most optimal place. Is going to be always where captions go, right here.
Okay. Perfect. I'll do that.
You're being chased by the police and you're driving on your car and you decide to throw your gun out of the window. Do you think you're going to be out of trouble? If you think yes, then I have news that will disappoint you.
Yeah, I mean these little editing effects are
The
fine.
gun, the
Okay.
car. You don't. If the cops are the
Okay, so with a lot of these pauses, what I would do rather than like a transition effect, just because of where content's moving nowadays, where it's very authentic and fast paced too, as always, is I would rather just have quick cuts. So rather than seeing you even go up and pause the phone and then having a transition effect, I would just do really fast cuts. And the goal with
Okay.
fast cuts is literally make it look like we barely had a pause.
Okay.
We just in editing, it literally looks like looking at that editing track where we see the audio spikes and just
Mhm.
pulling out and clipping right to there and then
Yeah.
clipping to the beginning of the next one. We can even go as close as like cutting off a little bit of the last words you said.
Okay.
And then same with the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay. I'll do that.
to the gun and they recover it, they can rely on things like fingerprints, DNA, witnesses, police car cameras, and a lot more to tie you with it. The tossing something away does not automatically erase what happened before.
That's fine though. Like that's an effect that totally plays in with erasing away.
Mhm.
I love that. That's good.
Okay.
The keyframe zooms are good too. There's a lot. Like if I were editing, I would do like right there where it's like listen, listen, because that is a dramatic point. I would do like one
Yeah.
slow frame, zoom in, and then have it maybe slow.
Okay.
Some of these are
Okay.
preferences.
Vehicle.
Okay.
They will grounds or warrants because you have privacy interest in your car. But once you throw it out the window, you give them a free pass to search. You don't have any right to privacy in a public area, on the sidewalk, or in the bush where you threw the gun. So yeah, forget that idea. Use the window just for fresh air.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I love the storyline, and I love that you're trying to visually bring to life the storyline. Something to explore might be just however we can visually make these portrayed. So like something like maybe exploring AI to make images could be
Okay.
something, if that's something you'd want to do, where that can become like our B-roll on screen, where if we're telling a story and we
Mhm.
can like have a character that's AI and we can have the bush that's AI and we can visually represent because I think stories might be definitely a strong suit of yours, being able to
Yeah.
visually represent those with some AI generated just images and I wouldn't say AI generated video because it'd be hard to generate, but definitely at least images and just having those play along with the story and then we'd be
Yeah.
popping in a full screen 9 by 16. That can be really cool as well. Um, but no, I mean this is a great one, especially like you said, just starting out. Even just implementing these editing changes is going to make it look a whole lot better. The pacing is going to be better, more engaging. I guess one last thing is, and you'll probably like, see lessons about this as you go through training more, is using a text hook. So using something like a text hook as that text on screen along with our captions is going to be great. Um, usually something that is not the same as our verbal hook, but it's similar. So it could even in this example be something like POV, you thought tossing the problem out of the window would solve everything. That's an example of like that can be our text hook right here. The point of that is it basically gives us two swings of being the hook that captures attention, right? Like the verbal hook and then the text hook. And then also having people not listening with audio, that also gives them a visual text hook to
Right.
capture
Okay.
attention as well.
Thank you. That's very helpful. I actually thought of doing like AI images, but I don't know, maybe I just didn't get the right platform to make them. I tried with ChatGPT, they didn't come out really nice, but I'll explore more for sure. And what would you think will be more engaging if I do um, AI made images, or I had this idea I actually did like many years ago. They're not here now, where I had my son as the actor. So would it be more engaging and fun to watch if there are real life actors in the story?
Yeah, 100%. Implementing other people and using that as like, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do that. That can be a story. That can also be like
Yeah.
your son coming up to you and asking the question, like, hey, mom,
Yep.
XYZ. It could be like a FAQ type
Ah,
of it's a question about law. There's really a lot that you can do. The law space is, I'll tell you, it's awesome for content. We've had a lot of one-on-one
okay.
clients in the law space that have
Okay.
totally crushed it, and just people in the program overall, one-on-one or not. Um,
Mhm.
I guess a format that I'll mention to you because there's really a ton to do in law, but one that does really, really well because it's just there's so many clips out there for it is
Mhm.
reaction videos, right? Like really
Okay.
for especially for criminal defense would be a good
Yeah.
one, especially because they're trending topics usually. But criminal defense, personal injury, these are the best, like usually the best lanes of law to do reaction videos where, we're reacting to with criminal defense can also be car chases, right? Accidents and things
Mhm.
like maybe not accidents, more personal injury, but criminal defense. Yeah, like chases, robberies on video. And the more viral we can get those to be of topics, the better. Because
Yeah.
witnessing these a lot of people are witnessing these, number one, if it's trending. Number two, this is just viral footage. Like when we're looking for these
Right.
clips, we're looking for videos with millions and millions of views. And then when we're
Right.
reacting, we're piggybacking off of that virality. We're basically downloading the video and then we're doing a little green screen where we're down there in a corner. We let that video play through and it's the viral video, but then it's also the
Yeah.
anticipation. Here's what
Yeah.
really happened.
I actually did a couple of them, I believe, and those were the ones received most views. Can you check the third video on top? It is not exactly a reaction video, but it's yeah, that's the one. The third one. Yeah.
So what happened in the case?
But honey, or oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but that I don't know what to say to that.
Wow.
I apologize.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're going to the court and you do not wish to do the same mistake, remember, green sash means justice of the peace, and you call them your worship. And if they're wearing a red sash, they're the judge.
It's a great video, but I don't know if you're a lawyer.
Uh, okay. How
Wow.
was I supposed to introduce here?
So I mean, the positioning of like being in the law firm office is definitely like helpful to make it more of a given,
Obvious. Hmm.
implied. Exactly. So in this
Okay.
case where we don't have that to do, like if we're like recording and we're home or in the car, or whatever, I would open it up with more so like I've been a lawyer for X years and never seen this happen, and then go on to
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good
Okay.
one. Where'd you, was
Okay.
the video originally like doing well? The video went viral and you found this video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened in the case?
Honey, or
I would even like the video like this should capture more attention. If we can find a way to like in instances like this, get the footage a little bit more higher quality, but
Yeah.
then I don't know how it was captured, but then also like,
Yeah. I didn't get anything better. I looked for it.
okay, that's fine. But really what's like interesting in this, where it goes from like, just a judge in a courtroom, don't know what's going on
Yeah.
to like, whoa, like I want to watch the rest. That's interesting. Like, I hope he keeps talking is him saying honey, right? And
Mhm.
so if we're able to like get that point across earlier with a text hook, like this is something where it's like if it can be like
Mm.
prosecutor mistakenly refers to the judge as honey in live
Right.
court. like something like that, where
Okay.
then they're anticipating it because there is a good like 4 or 5 seconds where we don't know what happens yet. So that's
Yeah.
an example of the text hook can really help with like getting people to make it further in the video.
Yeah, you're so right. Now that you're telling me, I'm like, why didn't I do it? I'm not good with the hooks.
You know, this can even be something where you could even recreate this video, right? If this video only has 121 views, you could even take this and add in that text hook and then refilm the video and just
Yeah.
make mention of being a lawyer and just repost this video because it is a good reaction clip.
Oh, really? I can do that? Like same contents. I can redo them improved.
Yeah, the same video. I'd take the same video that you react to. I'd add the text hook,
Okay.
but then I would definitely I'd throw in a new video. Like I'd re-record the video, and this would
Right.
be a reaction video.
Yeah.
One note on doing those is it's ideal to have them done with a green screen. And
Okay.
so basically what that means is like if you've seen these, like you're here during the reaction. Like you're down in the corner as a
Yeah.
green. Okay, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah,
Hmm.
perfect. Exactly like that.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Cool.
You already failed because you got the wrong bag. You didn't get everyone, but you could have had the
Perfect. Well, yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
thank
law,
you very much.
of course. Yeah, law is a great space, especially for content. So I'm super excited to see you progress. And yeah, if you're new in
Thank
the
you.
program, you're going to do super great. You're going to crush it.
Thank you so much. I really hope so.
Of course. Happy to help.
ether, ether.
Alrighty. Okay, I think we had Dr. Vika or Visa. If I'm saying that right.
Hi, it's Vika.
Vika, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I have a video that I wanted you to take a look at for me, if you don't mind. I haven't posted it yet. I did it yesterday. It's supposed to be a funny type of video. I'm not really doing anything concerning like posting my businesses yet or anything like that. So, but I do notice when I do personal things, I tend to have more subscribe. Well, I've had a few subscribers and I've had more views and stuff like that. So I wanted to stick to that first before I kind of bring the business
No,
side
you
into
you
it.
you try to pass.
Instead of
Okay,
question, so it's impossible for it to be live.
Sorry.
okay, Spotty. You try to pass a question off of the
I
statement. I
mean,
fucking
No,
remember.
I asked two
Oh,
versions.
somebody else is unmute. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
yeah, I think I got him muted. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What was the question?
Oh no, that wasn't me. I was looking for
Oh,
a weather
okay.
mic, but I got it muted.
Okay. Okay. Did you hear everything I said, or do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, so more of a funny type video to review.
Yes, please.
Can you repeat the last few things?
I was saying that I'm a naturopathic doctor and I haven't really started posting anything where my businesses are concerned yet. Because I started noticing that I get more views and some followers when I post other, funny things, personal things, things like that. And I've mostly been posting on Facebook. I started with Facebook about 2 weeks ago, and I noticed that I get more traction. So I wanted to continue that so I can increase my viewers and my followers because when I did post other things, I'm not noticing any bite on those. So I wanted to increase my personal brand first before but I do have a video that I would like for you to take a look at for me. Do you want me to share my screen and show it to you, or?
Yeah, if you have it like pulled up on like an editor, that'd probably be the best way. Or if you have it on like socials right now, I could pull it up.
I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can feel free to share your screen.
Okay. Let's see. Share screen. Okay. Okay, here it is.
Perfect.
Wait, nope, it's on mute. Have you ever considered finding a sugar daddy?
Me? I'm a serious person, woman of principle. Let me look at my bank account right quick. Let me do a little bit of research. The sugar daddy who wants absolutely no sugar. 0, not a teaspoon, not a grain, not even artificial sweetener. I want the financial benefits while preserving my personal schedule and integrity. This seems perfectly reasonable. You mean a sponsor? No. A patron? No. A mentor? No. A philanthropist? No. What exactly are you looking for? A sugar daddy who don't want no sugar. Who don't want no sugar? Correct. Then why call him a sugar daddy? Brand recognition. So what do I get in return? What do you mean? What do I get out of this arrangement? Oh, I had not considered that part. This sounds suspiciously like charity. Charity is a very negative way of describing my vision, sir. I prefer to think of it as an investment in human potential. What's potential? We can discuss that later. Discuss that later. Next. So let me see if I understand this correctly. Please, you would like for me to provide you with money? Yes. And in return, good feelings. Good feelings. Excellent feelings. If the amount is large enough, yes. Can't believe I wore a suit for this. Let me get back to the drawing board. Dear Dr. Google, where can I find a sugar daddy who wants no sugar? Hey Vika, a sugar daddy who wants no sugar already exists. Oh my God, yes, great. We simply call them parents. Parents? Have you ever considered finding a sugar daddy?
Okay. It's a great concept. I love that. So definitely a
Thank
lot
you.
of things on the editing side that I would, and I'll give you like general principles, and I'll try to make it really applicable so you can go back and add it in each space. Um, but number one is, so in terms of platforms, you said you're mainly posting on Facebook. Are you posting
I
on other platforms too? Because I would just cross post across everything.
I do. So I am posting on TikTok and Instagram. The thing is, I just started learning how to use them, so they came afterwards. Because I wasn't
Okay.
very big on social media. I also have a YouTube channel. Every once in a while, like my motivational post, I post on there and things like that too. But I only have like 6 subscribers on YouTube, and
Okay.
um, yeah.
Okay. So, starting out with the way that we'll distribute this video per platform is it is a longer video. So I would definitely say that this can probably serve its own purpose as a long form YouTube video. Since it's in a 16:9, it's a horizontal. It's going to be native to long form YouTube. So we may as well make a thumbnail and post it as a long form video. Then where we're really going to get the most reach because of where the most eyeballs are, and content like this can perform like skits can perform super well there, is going to be our short form. So it's going to be our Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and then also YouTube Shorts. I would, when it comes to editing, I would take the horizontal and I'd see if you could crop in a little bit. I'd see if you can crop in and zoom just a little bit, just so there's more real estate taken up on that vertical screen with you in it. And then definitely as a principle for new videos to keep in mind, I definitely try recording them in as close to like vertical full frame as possible, just so it's like native to the short form aspect ratio. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. What do you mean? What do you mean to the vertical and the horizontal? Is it like because I had the camera and vertical, you want me to put it like, I mean, the horizontal, you want me to put it, you want me to put it vertically, or do you want me to like zoom it? I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff yet.
Okay. So working with the footage we have now, so that was in a horizontal. In
Yeah.
new videos, we definitely want to go with a vertical. Just because short form, like when we're consuming content, it is like a 9:16, which is a vertical taking up the full screen. So if we record that way, then we don't have to worry about it. With this video, since it was a horizontal, just to see, like it was a wider angle. So in editing, we can maybe zoom in a little bit, which will
Oh,
make
gotcha.
it, yeah, which will make the frame a little bigger. So Yeah, we can try that. But that's in terms of distribution. Yeah, we could go YouTube long form and then all the short form platforms, which will be in a 9:16 because that's the vertical format. Now, in terms of the edit itself, it's a good concept, good storyline, it's engaging. The main notes that I would have is number one, throwing in some sound effects. Some sound effects can really play into the comedic angle and like bring to life the different emotions being felt in a video like that. So sound effects for sure. Music during the actually, yeah, different music. I don't think there was. You might be adding it when you're posting, but I would definitely add music in editing because let's do different music for the different sections of the story. Let's do like a serious, determined, dramatic vibe for the beginning of figuring out how are we going to set this up, right? Let's do different music per date. Let's do something based on
Mhm.
who the person that we're on the date with is. Like French guy, let's go with something kind of like a French, like instrumental. And then same thing with the other one, but like maybe a different instrumental. So
Mhm.
definitely music can play into that too, because it's like a scene too. We're like acting with the scene. So music there 100%. I would add in a decent amount of sound effects, really. Like it's
Okay.
good that we have like the typing sound effects, but definitely like when the dates are when it doesn't pan out and they walk away. I mean, that can
Mhm.
totally be a sound effect of like a buzz, right? Like a buzzer
Ah,
effect for,
okay.
yeah, for not making it happen there. Um,
Mhm.
and then there's a few other like specific ones. Even just those, I think, can make it a lot more engaging. I think the last two that could be really cool is when you're typing, it is like a while typing and talking it out, and the sound effect is there, which is good. But if we can overlay screen recording of you typing this out too, that's correlates with the timing of how we're saying the words, and
Mhm.
overlay typing that out, and it matches with what you're saying. That could be really engaging too. We can even lower
Oh,
the
like to
trans.
have it typed on the screen?
Yeah, like a overlay on the
Oh.
screen of that too. That could be
Oh.
interesting. You could also, if this may sound too complicated, so no worries. But there's so much potential with this one is if you lower the transparency of that overlay and bleed it through, you could also see yourself on the screen. And then that could be like a lower transparency on the screen as well, because you are talking and making facial expressions. So to see
Mhm.
both could be great if that makes sense in the editing. If not, I would just add it on there. It would play in nicely.
I
Um,
don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
no,
The
it's okay.
transparency part.
Yeah. Yeah. Like opacity, if you know what that means, like making it more
Oh,
see-through.
oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
If you
Okay,
see it in editing, I would. If not, it's these are specific things at this point, just kind of preference. Um,
okay.
but the last thing I would do is I would look at this footage also from a standpoint of, and this applies with a lot of things, especially longer clips, of how can I utilize this footage and repurpose it? Right? So how can I make variations? Especially if you post these first versions and it performs well, and we get
Hmm.
great performance relative to what we've been posting before. How can we do
Hmm.
it? So, for example, what I would look to do is see what I picked up at least. I'd have to look back, but something I picked up could be something like we have the hook in the opener, which is like disclosing like what this video is about, getting a sugar daddy, no sugar. And then we have a part in the middle where it's kind of like doubling down on why this is important and the back and forth between those two characters. If we remove some of that and we cut to the dates quicker, because that's really where it's like comedic and it's like, oh my gosh, there's actors and it's dates. There's so much effort put in there. If we can go like opener 10, 15 seconds and then cut to the dates quicker and add in the music, all the other things, of course, that's just an example of how we can repurpose this footage we already have and double down, especially if it does well. And create a video that is using the same footage, but is this new unique video that's just a shaved down like snippet version and be even more views and engagement just for like repurposing and really getting the most distribution out of footage we already have.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but that's a great video. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
What
right.
do you think? Do you think I should like the text hook? Do you think it would be too overkill to say something like "Who wants a sugar daddy with no sugar" kind of thing?
As a text hook, yeah, that was going to be something I mentioned of there could be a text hook. There's a lot going on in the video. It's immediately engaging with different characters. But it could be something to test. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, I wouldn't do a lot of text. I would
Okay.
more so just do, I mean, something simple, right? Sugar daddy with no sugar, getting a sugar daddy with no sugar. Um, yeah, something simple like that. And I would maybe test different variations, like look at like 5 to 10 and see what could do the best. And then again, like if we do different versions too, like we clip up different versions, then different text hooks there too, just so we have more swings at bat of like what angles do well. And like it's like our version of split testing almost.
Okay. So if I have like, let's say 3 different versions of it, do you suggest to post all 3 of them in all platforms at the same time? Like I can post, for instance, post all 3 of them on Facebook the same time, or like, should I wait like an hour, 2 hours in between kind of thing? Or how does the posting of that work if you have multiple videos of the one thing?
Yeah, so I would just make sure I just wouldn't do same time. As long as you put a couple hours in between that posting gap, then that's fine. You can even wait like and do them based on the day. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I mean this comes down to sometimes a preference thing of like sometimes people don't want to, get their feed having multiple of the same footage. Some people don't mind because at the end of the day, what we're going for with tapping into, algorithms that have billions of people is new reach, right? And discovery, not so much optimization of how does the home feed look. Again, it varies person by person, but as a strategist, I bias towards more so I don't really mind if the feed has some of the same footage. If we can have all these work as discovery pieces where they're all reaching 1 million people each version that we make, then I'm going to do that every day of the week. And in terms of posting times, yeah, I would just have a gap of I would personally do like every like day 1, day 2, day 3, and I'd space it out that way. Because you also maybe will get feedback in the comments from the video that might be applicable to the versions that you're going to post next.
okay. That's true. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course. Happy to help. Alrighty. William, let me go ahead and bring you up.
Sweet. How's it going, man? Always good to see your face in your very aesthetic setup.
Likewise, man. Always a
I
pleasure.
have 3 questions. One is the Instagram I just sent in the chat. Is the bio like rock solid, crystal clear? As someone who hasn't really seen the project, you're looking at it, it makes sense. 2 is, does the website match what you expect as a consumer? I'll send that next.
Is it this one right here?
Yes. Oh yeah, you pulled it up. And then the third question is an ads question. I don't know if you've ever run ads for any of your stuff, but that'll be my follow up after the first one.
Okay. Bio crystal clear. Let's see. I mean the nickname William, I'm giving away my house. Crystal clear with that. But let's see, bio,
Okay.
giving away my house to fight trafficking, get fit, win a house, save kids, fitness products, sweepstakes, and trees, and the movement. Yeah, so yeah, we've covered this a few times. Can you one more time run me through? Because now that I've seen it, I want to see if I got it right in terms of my like scanning mode, trying to get a level of understanding from a consumer standpoint. You want to give me like a elevator pitch on what it consists of?
Yes. So I guess if I have to give you the elevator pitch though, it needs to be better. Can you
Yeah,
give me what you think it is? And
we're
then
going like
I'll
bio's not even a room for an elevator pitch. A bio is like a sign on a window, and you're just driving by, and you have 2 seconds to see it.
correct.
Um, but it makes
I
sense.
think
I
we're
mean,
good.
it's simple, right?
Thank
Marketing
you.
should be simple. Giving away my house
Sure.
to trafficking, get fit, win a house, save kids. That's the part where I'm like, is there more to it? How does it work? But that's kind of your mission.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your mission. Fitness products equals sweepstakes
Thank you
entries.
so much.
Join the movement. Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think there's multiple
I
things, but I mean, it's totally fine. Like this is the main point for people to understand from a consumer perspective. It's super easy to understand. Um, where does fitness products and sweepstakes entries fit in with things?
So I used to be an online fitness coach. I used to be what I did.
Okay.
Um, what I used to charge thousands for, I've now charged basically nothing, but I'm going for volume. I'm not doing I take it one-on-ones anymore. And so every purchase, which is all the stuff I used to sell, Now instead of it being a fitness product that's results guaranteed, it's a fitness product that's results guaranteed, and you might win a house. Um, which is the most attractive lure I could conceptualize.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean the messaging makes sense. It's also good to keep in mind of like, yes, it's like a mini elevator pitch, but also like the content should do the work. Like the bio should never be something that matters so much, where the content is where we're
Right.
spending the time. That's where we're pre-framing. And most people will always come in and they're not like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. I got to check the bio. It's like they'll know, especially if, you know, you're in a program like this and you're crushing with content, you know the messaging, you know what to say and how to say it, then
Right.
yeah, like super dialing a bio won't matter too much. And this also looks like a solid bio in the first place. But getting to the
Cool.
website, I am giving away my house. Sweepstakes ends in 96. Yeah, this is a nice countdown. That's cool. That's
Thank you.
very engaging. Win this house worth 450K or 350 cash. Yeah, I mean it's a clean site. It's a great site. It's really straightforward. I like the simple messaging. It really just comes down to the content does the heavy lifting, right? And so I would
Right.
assume at this point, it's like someone understands the message of they understand they're going to win the house. They know the outcome. They know what it's going to take, and they know why it matters, right? And so we have most of that on the website too, which is here's why it matters. And I'm assuming, with that said, the content is filling a lot of that gap of what goes into it. Like how does this actually work? Because win a house is great, the mission, great, but then content has to answer, how does this work though? Like, and can we make that sound interesting and gamified and fun with the process, how it works?
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Last question is running ads.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm currently getting about a 3.5 to 5x ROAS on Facebook Meta ads. I don't know what normal is. So I don't know if that's like good but could be better, or if that's like as good as it's gonna get. Do you have any experience running ads, and what was your ROAS you were shooting for?
Yeah. So not necessarily like there's some people that
Thank
are
you so much.
amazing at ads, right? But in terms of the
Sure.
world of returns on ads, I mean, a 3 to 4x ROAS is going to be amazing. It's also going to come down to your cost, your CAC, your client acquisition cost. Do you know what that is? And does that play in with leads for this mission? Like what is the ads directly for, and what do the ads kind of look like to give me an elevator pitch of ad side of things?
The the ads, one is a house walkthrough. That's kind of the one that's crushing it, getting us to 3.5x to 5x. There's a couple different variations of that. It's just for 19 bucks, you can literally win this house. And then it goes into here's the house, dream outcome. Here's how we're doing it. Here's how we're partnering with this nonprofit that literally goes in and rescues these women and children. Um, and then there's a call to action at the end. So those are what the ads look like. We've done some still images as well. Cost per cost per customer ends up being like $6. Um, so if the lowest product is 19, then you're doing okay,
So your only expense factoring into margin is your ad spend.
right? Because all the products are digital and all the
It's all
delivery.
digital. It's
I set up a back end because I'm a developer,
yeah.
and so like this was easy for me to build, but it handles all of the distribution, so I don't have to touch it.
Yeah. I mean, so okay, that's perfect context. Yeah. So I mean, in that case, the product is low ticket, fulfillment is autonomous. Um, Really the only thing I'd look to do in this situation where there's no other expenses to come in and inflate our margin and return is increasing spend. Increasing spend until we see diminishing returns, until we start to see ads fatigue. Um, because a 3 to 4x ROAS is great if it's full profit and our only cost associated is ad cost, then it's a great sign to scale our spend aggressively. Um, would be the way that I look at it with an offer like this. Um, the question is what is spend at right now, and how many creatives are you running with that campaign?
So we're spending $50 a day. We've got 7 different creatives, 5 static images, 2 videos.
Okay. Yeah, if I were in your shoes, I would go increase spend, and people would do it differently again, but just what I would do is increase spend by 20% increments daily. I would definitely throw in more creatives. Meta's new algorithm that they call Andromeda needs creatives. The AI does the targeting. It's all in the messaging of the video to find the right audience. So we want unique creatives, tons of angles. I would go in there and I would say, film 20 video ads in a day or in 2 days and just get a ton of video ads. Image ads can be great because their delivery system, it's so great. It's crazy. I mean, they love to see like they know everything as specific as if I show you this ad and then this ad and then this image ad really seals the deal and brings it home. So it's good to have a diversification of like yeah, sometimes the image ad is the one that's the opener or it's the closer, right? So it's good to have image ads in there too. The messaging, I would say, of the video ads is what gives Meta the context to know who to target. It's also more engaging overall. So I'd prioritize video ads, keep the image ads, of course, unless it's not a winner. If those ads metrics, if the data is not looking good, we definitely kill them off. But yeah, if I was in this situation, I'd definitely increase spend 20% increments. Reason for that is so it doesn't reset the campaign's learning, which can take like 2 to 3 days after we reset it. If you go anything above 20%, definitely getting in some new creatives. But again, the spend would be the first thing I update would be increasing the spend because if we're at $50 a day across 7 creatives, the spend is so low relative to the amount of creatives and what can be spent that
Yeah.
those are not the creatives are not going to fatigue for a while. But as you increase spend, we definitely want to match that with the volume of creatives we're putting in so that the spend per creative is healthy, right? We don't have like 50 creatives at $100 in spend. But then
Right.
also we want to avoid ad fatigue. And that's like unavoidable at some point, but it gets to a point where your creatives have like capped out the total audience of people that it can reach. And kind of seeing that is diminishing returns, right? Our CPMs, the cost to reach people goes higher, right? Our click-through rate is going lower. Overall ROAS from that creative is bad. That's when we're really seeing ad fatigue and we want to swap in new ads. But yeah, long story short is increasing spend is what I would do if the ROAS is that healthy, 3 to 4x.
That's all I got for you. I appreciate you, Grayson. Always good to see you.
Yep, you too. Alrighty. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to go ahead and drop anything in the chat or raise a hand and I'll go ahead and bring you up. If not, guys, we can, let's see. Jason, new to content, just listening. Okay, awesome. Glad to help, Jason. Take care. Yeah, if not, guys, we can go ahead and wrap up early. I'll just give it a couple more moments. If anyone else has any questions, go ahead. Feel free to raise a hand. Eric. Yep, sounds good. See you next time. But if not, we can just wrap things up a little early here. Alrighty. With that said, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you. You as well. Glad it was helpful. And yeah, to all the new faces, welcome into the program. It's great to have you here. Super thrilled to see you guys grow and succeed. For context, I'm again one of the one-on-one coaches in the School of Content one-on-one program. If you're in the group program and you're curious about what the one-on-one program entails and just all there is to do there, you can feel free to go ahead and send me a message on School, and I can send you over more details. But either way, it was great talking with everyone. Look forward to talking to you guys next, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their night. You're in the one-on-one as well? Awesome. Nice. Yeah, you'll have a great time there. You'll be paired with a one-on-one coach. Yeah, it'll be great. Alrighty. Have a great night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.